Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Spicy Meatball Media here. On the second channel, the first video on the second channel that isn't just a Twitch rip. When I originally made my second channel, I wanted it to be stuff like this, where I would do like my food reviews and talk about anime and stuff that I feel like I would be bothering my main audience with on the main channel, where we cover memes in a more polished way. But then I uploaded a fast food review over there, and now I'm doing this anime overview, and it doesn't feel like main channel material, so who knows. But basically, I want to get more into anime. That's like my goal for 2020 going forward. I feel like every good TV show or anime that I've watched, like Game of Thrones or Evangelion or whatever the example is, the process has been, I see a very funny meme online, a very funny meme, or I see a couple very funny memes, and then I think, yo, this meme's fantastic. The community around whatever this meme has to be from has to be pretty funny, has to be pretty good in order to generate this level of shit posting out of the source material, right? And then I end up watching all of Game of Thrones, all of Evangelion, the first season of JoJo's. I'll finish it, I promise, I will. And that seems backwards. It feels like if I'm just actively watching anime, I'd be on top of this meme shit, and then maybe I can make some myself. Plus, I genuinely enjoy watching anime, and I feel like there's quite a bit of stuff to catch up on. So that's what I started doing. I started with a few animes that were recommended to me, a few that piqued my interest, a few that I remember being good from a couple years ago and decided to rewatch. So I've got a list of maybe 5 or so animes here, 6 or so animes here. And I'm just going to give a quick synopsis, what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, and we're just going to break it down. This show on my wallpaper is myanimelist.net/sumitomedia. So if you guys want to see all the animes that I've watched, the stuff that I plan on watching, and what I rate them, this is typically linked in the description. Feel free to give it a go if you want to roast me. But the first one that we have up is Kimetsu no Yaiba, or Demon Slayer, or Blade of Demon Destruction. This aired very recently. It aired last year, the end of last year. And it's fantastic, dude. I love this. So it follows Tenjiro, who is this guy with the red hair. And basically, he lives in a world where demons exist. And the anime is about his family being killed by demons and his sister getting infected and becoming a demon. And then he's basically just fighting his way through life in order to try and find a cure for his sister. The pacing on this is great. It feels like there's never more than 2 episodes that go by without major story or major action or really, really cool points where he's overcoming a big hill or learning something about the demons that's like mind-blowing or something. He becomes a demon slayer, which are these people that are trained to be able to kill demons using these very specialized swords that they have. And he's got like a water-based attack style, and he meets a dude who's like a beast-based one. He meets another dude who's like electricity-based. And they have different ranks and power rankings to both the people who slay these demons and the demons themselves. So as you're watching through the show, you bump into characters that seem to be a lot stronger than him, and then it turns out there's way stronger people that are demon slayers. And then you also bump into the situation where he meets like the super demon who's creating these hyper powerful demons, and he has to go toe to toe with like some demons that he thinks are crazy strong, but they're not even the elite 12 demons at the top. And then he finally kills one of the bottom 6 of those elite 12 demons, and it basically almost kills him and his sister, and it basically has to get saved by one of the better demon slayers. And it's like, holy shit, where is this gonna go, right? The story is fantastic, the music is fantastic, the animation is really unique, and I like it. I could see there being people who think it's kind of lazy when they get into battle scenes and it just turns into like big flowy artwork and stuff, but I love it. I think it's good. If you look on my anime list, I gave it a 9. I gave it just about the highest rating that I could give it, not putting it next to Evangelion, because it didn't change my life the way that Evangelion did. But it's fantastic. If I had one complaint about it, it's that it ends too soon, dude. It feels like we're only really getting into the story at the end of the story at episode 26. But evidently there's supposed to be a movie that's supposed to be coming out summer of this year. And I don't know why it's a movie and it's not just like season 2, but this is definitely one you should be keeping your head on. I would say another downside, actually, there aren't a lot of downsides. The anime is fantastic, but a lot of people have gotten into Demon Slayer. It's a very, very easy anime to recommend to somebody to watch. My buddy recommended it to me. Because because it's 26 episodes and it's great. You don't need to watch 150 episodes for like 4 cool moments. Every episode's fantastic in one way or another. And as a result, it's become a very sort of normie friendly anime. There was a thing that I saw on Twitter of people like roasting one of the voice actors, saying that, oh, here it is. I have it right here. Lisa trends after someone tweets that she only became famous because of Kimetsu no Yaiba, because of Demon Slayer. And the memes like, breaking news, Demon Slayer fans have never seen another anime besides Demon Slayer. And I'm under the impression that the reason for that, oh, there's Ludes. I'm under the impression that the reason for that is because she's a really, really big voice actor, and she does a lot of voices. So it's a little bit normie, but there's that. Demon Slayer, highly recommend. 9 out of 10. Go watch that shit. The next one that I have on my list is Geo School Road, or Chio-chan no Sugakuro, which is an anime that aired a little while ago, 2 years ago, and it's done. It's only got 12 episodes to it. It's a gag anime. I know gag animes are looked down upon because it's like people don't think that the writing's as good and this and that, but it is my fucking guilty pleasure, dude. I love goofy ass animes, dude. They kill me. So Geo School Road, or Chio-chan no, I should stop trying to say the Japanese name. It's about this girl, Chio Miyamo, and every day is just her walking to school. And every single day that she's walking to school, she's got her best friend, I've forgotten her name now, but her and her friend bump into issues. Oh, Manana, of course, what an easy name. And Yuki. They bump into issues, they bump into different problems on their way to go to school, and it's so fucking goofy. So the character of Chio is like an all-night gamer. So she plays video games all night, she never gets any sleep, and she's got like unworldly abilities of like athleticism because in her head she's playing a video game sort of thing. It's actually a pretty funny, unique thing. But there's an episode where like they bump into a motorcycle gang and she tricks them into thinking that she's like a demon, and suddenly like the leader of the motorcycle gang like starts worshiping her. And there's an episode where they find a cigarette butt and they start taking pictures because they're, you know, fucking high schoolers or whatever. I thought it was fantastic. I think it's one of the better gag animes that I watched, which is why I gave it a 8, which is probably putting it up there really fucking high. But I think it's good. The other thing about this has very good English voice acting. So if you guys want to watch something and you don't want to pay attention to subs for some reason, the voice acting in English is really, really good here. They do a good job of localization. I don't think you miss out on too much by not listening to this in Japanese. But if you want to laugh and you want to get through 12 episodes of something that I think is genuinely goofy, watch Geo School Road. I'm pretty sure it's on Hulu. But even if it's not, it's funny as shit, dude. You should watch it. No surprise, Beastars came out late last year, so only about 6 months ago now. Beastars has taken the world by storm. I also gave Beastars an 8, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I gave Beastars an 8. Beastars is it takes place at a high school, or like a private high school, it feels like, where all of the students are animals. And they live in this sort of unique world where it's like there are animals that are herbivores, like this dog and this rabbit and this deer, and there are animals that are carnivores, like this panda, this wolf, there's a tiger, there's like a falcon and this other stuff. And like eating meat is supposed to be like not taboo, like illegal. Everybody who's in the school eats like a pseudo meat, like fake meat as a result. And it opens, the first thing you see in both the manga and the anime is this sheep who's running for his life and ends up getting killed in the school. And the police like reveal that he was killed by one of the carnivore students, but nobody knows who it is. So as you're watching through this otherwise sort of high school romance drama, power dynamic drama between like our main character Legoshi and like the lead actor and his pseudo love interest and maybe his actual love interest, depending on how you look at it. But then it's also sort of like there's this overwhelming, overarching, like, who's the killer? Like, which one of these carnivores is unable to keep his thirst for blood away from their students? Is it Legoshi, our main character? He clearly struggles with wanting to, you know, dig his teeth into something, but he's a very passive, very submissive, chill, relaxed guy, and people try to provoke him, they try to fight him, they try to get him to bite people, they treat him like an outsider because they're like, oh, you're a carnivore, you know, who knows if you're the one who did this and that. It's great. I don't think it's for everybody. I think it's definitely possible that just getting into like the first 3, 4, 5 episodes, you might get bored, but stick through it. As they reveal more about how the world works and you find out about the dark market and the play of like blood on some of the people that are there, it's great. And then the ending is phenomenal. I mean, it's a big left turn at the end of this anime. And I think there's going to be more to it. It feels like they left it open to be able to have more to it, but I just don't know. But it's great. If you're going to watch anything, this is 12 episodes. They're like 20 minutes each. I'm pretty sure I watched this entire thing in a night, and it took me like 5 hours. So if you want to dig through something in a day and you haven't seen Beastars, I think you have to. It's definitely one of the better animes to come out at the end of last year. Again, 8 out of 10. Another one that I have is Backstreet Girls, Goku Dolls, which is this one. Which is, I rewatched this. So when I originally made my anime list, I gave Goku Dolls like a really high score. I gave Goku Dolls, where are you? Backstreet Girls. I gave it like an 8 because the premise is so funny. The idea behind this is so funny, dude. So this is 10 episodes and it came out about 2 years ago, right? So the premise is a Yakuza boss has 3 of his like Yakuza underlings or whatever. They mess up big time. They really make the boss lose face to the Yakuza organization because they messed up, and they're telling him that they'll do anything, right? And he's like, okay, if you guys don't want me to cut up your fingers and kill you right here, because it's Yakuza, I totally can, right? Instead, what you're going to do is fly out to Taiwan, get sex changes and plastic surgery so that you look like dolls, like idol dolls, like pop singers, right? They call them idols. And you're going to go through intensive training to become the perfect pop idols, and you're going to make a bunch of money singing and performing pop songs and having men fall in love with you and generate money that way. And they're like, what? No way. And he's like, either that or you die. So they get sex changes. They become literally like episode 2. They are the most popular pop idol group in all of Japan, right? Dudes are lining up to see them, and it is the goofiest shit in the world. They bump into one of the dudes who's like a fan and is going to a meet and greet to like shake their hands, and is like slobbering down his neck and stuff, was an opposing Yakuza leader. And they're like, oh, what do we do? We're like girls now, but we're still working for the Yakuza. Like, what? The boss is like kicking them in the stomach through walls every time that he finds them not acting ladylike. And there's all this. The premise is great. But watching it a second time, because I watched it like a year and a half ago, I wanted to refresh my memory. There aren't as many funny parts as I remember. I think I watched this very early into my like getting into anime phase, so I really thought them just screaming "Nani" and the boss just kicking them through doors and stuff was much funnier than it was. But after watching some better animes, there were better ones to watch. I still think you should watch it. I think it's goofy. I think it's probably worth a watch. It's only 10 episodes. You can finish it in like 3 hours, 4 hours. Go for it. But if you don't really dig this, I don't think you should watch through it no matter what, like you should with Beastars. If you don't fuck with it, you don't fuck with it. But I thought it was super funny, but less funny on my second walkthrough. The next one I watched is Agret Sekou, which is Aggressive Retsuko right here, which is 2 like no manga based animes that I think was funded by Netflix. So this is OG made by Netflix. It's a slice of life anime that follows around Retsuko, this little red panda fox, whatever. And she just works in like an office building. But she does karaoke in her off time to like relieve stress, and she does like very heavy metal, intense vocals karaoke. So you follow her through going through the mundane issues with living an office life and her friends and just everyday stuff. And then she's letting out all of her rage in this heavy metal vocal performance that she does. It's okay. I don't think it's bad. I think it's great if you like the characters. It's very easy to watch through all of it. Like I told my girlfriend to watch it, and she watched through like both seasons in like a day. And she thought it was okay. I don't think it's all that funny, and for something that's very clearly supposed to be a comedy, it's like okay. The ending's like okay at the end of season 2. On my anime list, I don't think I gave it a very high score. Yeah, I gave it a 6. I think if I really fell in love with the characters and I wanted to buy like a Agret Sekou merch or something, I was one of those people, it might be a 7 or an 8. I do think it's well done. It just wasn't really as funny as I would have liked it. It wasn't really my cup of tea, although I think there is a lot to resonate with it because it is slice of life and it is just about like working an everyday job and stuff like that. But there are a lot of moments where like she picks having a family and having a baby over like marrying a millionaire or a billionaire who doesn't want to have kids. And it's like, obviously that didn't resonate with me at all because kids, whatever, to me personally. And there's a few other moments like that where it's like, I just didn't get it because I'm not a working class woman sort of thing. But my girlfriend loved that stuff. So, I mean, again, to each its own. Do what you will. 6 out of 10. Next up, we've got Maidsama or Kaichu wa Maidsama, which is... I'm still technically watching it. I'm on like episode 22, so I've got 3 or 4 more episodes to get through. But I think it's probably going to stay at a 5 for me personally. So Maidsama is about there's this girl in high school, and she's the class president to an all-boys school. So it's an all-boys school. There's only like 4 or 5 girls there. There's a couple co-ed girls, and she's a girl, and she is the class president, and she rules with an iron fist, right? So she is like making sure that the school council does well, making sure that all the extracurricular activities and the sports are all going well, and that the girls are being treated fairly, and that nobody's like roughhousing, and as a result, everybody in the school kind of has a resentment towards her because she's, you know, such a hard ass, right? And she, in her off time, as her day job, is a maid. She works in a maid cafe, so she dresses up like a maid, and in Japanese culture, maid cafes, they're very like subservient to you. They call you master. They bring you out food. They talk to you. It's kind of like going to a Hooters where the point is to like see the girls or whatever. But in maid cafes, it's, from what I can tell, much more personal. Like that, you know them on a first name basis. There are people coming back in the show that like go to her school and are just going to the maid cafe. So it bounces between her trying to be this very headstrong, saving face and trying to fix the issues with her school and with rival schools, and trying to fight off this Usui character who has a thing for maids and visits her at the maid cafe and is one of the only people who knows her secret of also being a maid but doesn't tell anybody in order to save face and make sure that she doesn't get too embarrassed. And he's got like a crush on her, so she's like fighting him off. But sometimes he's like coming to save her at a rescue, and then they have like a moment together, and then he says something stupid, and then, you know, the whole thing gets reset. I don't know how it ends. Maybe they get married. Maybe one of them stabs the other one. I'm not sure. It's not bad. It's very slice of life. If you like the animes that sort of follow you around a high school day, it's great because you get to see the extracurriculars, you get to see her friends, you get to see her working on homework, eating food after school. It's a nice little view into what going to school in Japan must feel like, but the episodes sort of feel kind of formulaic. You know, the class president gets into some trouble. Misaki, sorry, is her name. Misaki gets into some trouble, or she tries to stroke her ego by doing something that she thinks she can do, and then she fails at some point, or she does it way too well and ends up making everybody else feel awkward as a result. And then Usui comes in, and Usui's like good at cooking, good at cleaning, good at sports, and he's like the superhero character, saves everything. She's thankful. That's basically every episode. So, I gave it I have it at a 5 so far. I think I might give it a 6 just because I think it is well done, but it's not exactly my cup of tea. Maybe it'll be yours. I don't know. Next up, we have Yuri on Ice, which I mostly watched as a meme, but then kind of got sucked into about halfway through. So Yuri on Ice follows Yuri Katsuki, who is the first episode, he's revealed to be sort of like an out-of-shape figure skater, that he had like the chance to be very, very good, like one of the best figure skaters in the world, but messed up or got beat out by somebody else. And then he comes home and he's recognized as like a hometown hero, but he's like overweight, out of shape, doesn't really have plans to get back into it. And this guy who is, what's his name? Victor, this Russian guy, Victor, is he's like the best figure skater in the world, and he decides to stop figure skating in order to follow Yuri back to his hometown and coach him so that he can try and become the best figure skater as there is. There's some drama between him and this other guy who's also named Yuri, who's very resentful of the fact that Victor isn't competing and is instead helping this out of shape, doesn't have what it takes figure skater. to try and become the best when he's clearly the one with the most talent. And you follow through all three of these guys sort of competing. And Victor agrees to make an organized performance for both of these guys. And whoever ends up winning, if Yuri wins, then great. If the other Yuri wins, then he has to like coach him and help him become the greatest. This Yuri's like 23. This Yuri's like 16 and like has all that talent or whatever. This is considered, I believe, a yaoi, which is like male-on-male romance. From my understanding, this is a very light yaoi. There's no sex scenes. There's only some very close moments between Victor and Yuri that you could very much brush off more as like a coach and students like love and connection to each other more than you could like a yaoi attraction, however you want to define that. But I watched this as a meme. I thought everybody was saying that the whole reason for this was just so that they could use figure skating to justify some awkward gay moments. But it was surprisingly good. In my opinion, they have these beautiful moments on the ice where they have the music choreographed to what they're doing. And you do hear the same songs over and over again sometimes because they're performing at like 3 different championship things. But I don't know, maybe I just like figure skating. I thought it was cool. There's a bunch of other characters that you meet near the end that all have their own little backstory. And you get to see them and their strengths, and everything's very emotional. Everybody's doing their best to try to do great, and they've all got their own backstory, but some of them are doing really well, even though there's no chance that they're going to win because they scored too few points. And some of them were like the fan favorites to win, and they fucked up over and over and over again under the pressure of being on the world championship stage and just got knocked down to bottom place, but they're like keeping good morale about it. I think it's another, watch a couple episodes, see if you like it. I gave Yuri on Ice a 6. Honestly, looking back at it, I don't think it's a 7. I don't think it's a 7. I don't think it's bad, though. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's just a meme. I think there are some great moments in this that are emotional, that really tug at the heartstrings, that make you feel a little bit tense. Because you're wondering, is Yuri going to make it? Is he going to fail? Is Victor going to go back to figure skating? What's going to happen? It's okay. It's 12 episodes. You could definitely finish it in a day if you want to. It's only one season. I don't know if they're making more of it. Doesn't feel like they're making more of it. And then the last one we've got. Holy shit. The last one we've got, bro. Dont Shi Kukusi no Nichiju, which is the daily lives of high school boys. This is a very old anime. So this aired from 2012. This aired in 2012. It's only 12 episodes. But Lord have mercy. This might be the funniest anime. This is definitely the funniest anime I've seen to date. But it is so good. It is so good. I love everything about it. It is the only other 9 on my list next to Demon Slayer. But it is so fucking funny, dude. First episode, second episode, all the way through to the 12th episode. There's massive exaggerations of face. There's hilarious, tense moments. The voice acting is sublime. I don't even know how to describe it. You follow around 3 high school boys along with a bunch of side characters, and they're just doing goofy shit. Like they're stealing they're stealing one of their friends' like sister's underwear, and it's just awkward and like awkward sort of funny. They have moments where they're talking about girls and they just have no fucking idea what they're talking about. There's moments where they're trying to act super cool and they just way aren't. It's such a slice of life. Like all it is just being in high school. That's the whole genre of the anime. It's just how awkward were you in high school? And you're reminded, oh my God, I was so fucking awkward in high school. It's ridiculous. And they capture it so well. If you got to watch this. I think number one, you have to watch Demon Slayer, but I think you have already. And if you haven't, and I might be stupid for saying this because again, this anime is from like 8 years ago, watch Daily Lives of High School Boys. It's so fucking funny, dude. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm overplaying it, but I thought it was so goddamn funny, dude. They were so fucking good. That's all I got to say, man. I got those ones done. I'm planning on watching more animes. If you guys have suggestions for stuff that you want me to watch, stick it in the comments. If you guys want less videos like this, I don't know. This is the second channel. I have no idea what the rules are here. So just do what you like. But I'm going to be watching more stuff. I'll probably be doing more periodic updates to anime and stuff that I'm doing like this, just sort of vlog-esque things. So, enjoy it if you do. Don't enjoy it if you don't. I'll catch you guys on whatever the next video is, yeah? Peace.